All right, Rod Brind'Amour is the head coach of your Carolina Hurricanes. And look, I don't want to make too big a deal out of it, even though it's part of what I do for a living. But Brandon Bussi is getting another start. The thought process in choosing Brandon over, say, Piotr, who I thought did play well on Sunday.
Well, I just think we're at a point, I think he's earned it, right? Like he played every start has been solid, and no reason not to, just throw him right back in there and see how he does in maybe a little more work, not so much of a gap in between his starts. And yeah, Piotr I thought was fine on his start after he'd been out for a long time too. So, I just felt at the end of the day, you got to give the guy that's kind of proved, or at least in this little short stretch of time, he's definitely earned the right to go right back in there.
And we can say 10 games is a small sample size, and it probably is because it's his first 10 starts in the National Hockey League. But he has answered really every question you've asked him in terms of giving him. He's had back-to-back starts, and he played well. In the second start in a row, wasn't that the Calgary game where he in a game that was maybe a little bit low event for not a lot of shots either way. I mean, he made some big saves and gave you a chance to win that one in overtime. Let me ask you about Andrei Svechnikov and the way he played, especially maybe the last 30 minutes. But I thought he turned the game around for you guys against the Blue Jackets, and I thought he was your best player. I thought he was the reason you scored the first goal and the power play goal. What have you seen? What did you see from Andrei in that game?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think, that you're not always going to get on the score sheet, but he was impactful. And then on those two goals, he was the reason we scored them. And I love the first one. We're down a goal. We need that line to come through. And, he makes the play. If you watch it, it's a lost face-off that he turns into a win.
Yeah.
So that to me is the first thing. And then if you watch him come around the net, he didn't just chuck it. He has a tendency sometimes to just throw it. He actually did a little high-end move, took a second, saw the guy was open, then the talent takes over, a little sauce pass, and, the shot goes in. But, and then obviously on the power play goal, just doing it right. We run the rotation. That's the read, and then, he puts it toward the net. So, anyway, yeah, he was. I agree with you on that assessment. He was, if not the best player, certainly one of them.
Yeah, if the other candidate for best player might have been your captain. I mean, I know he's always good and he always does it right. And before we even get to the power play, he's got a goal scoring touch suddenly. Not suddenly. I mean, he scored 30 before in the NHL. So, and he's not always in positions to score a lot of goals. But he does seem to be feeling pretty good about things. How do you assess the way he's played?
Well, I think I don't look at the goals as the reason he's playing well or not. I mean, I think he just, like you said it off the top, he always just does it right. And so, whether they go in or not, he generally always has chances too. I mean, it's not like he's one of the most, I think, 5-on-5 guys. Their line certainly plays in the O-zone and gets the most opportunities. So, now maybe a couple are going in, and he might go a dry spell here or there, but I don't think it affects that game and the impact that he certainly has on our group.
All right, so about, I guess it's less than 2 weeks ago, you started practicing with Jordan, taking the first power play faceoff, and I know you kind of downplayed it, said, well, we're just trying some things. What are your thoughts on that right now as it's, he's produced goals in the last 2 games, and he's winning faceoffs, and suddenly you're winning all the power play faceoffs, it seems.
Well, it's just a big part of the game. It's, we know that's not necessarily his forte, but he can do it. I've seen him do it. We've done it. We used him back, many years ago for that reason, and then kind of gone away from it because we just started adding a little more talented kind of power play type players. But you got to remember what every power play has, and that starts with a face-off. Mm-hmm. So, and if you got a guy that's so much better than everyone else, which clearly that's the case, that's a big deal. And then, today's game, there's a lot more rotation and movement on power plays, but really you still need that net front presence. And so I think we've been missing that a little bit and trying to do the other stuff, and you kind of get away from what you got to have. So, he provides that too. So, we'll definitely go with it again here tonight and maybe for a little while, and we'll see where it goes.
It certainly has been good. 4 out of your last 13 on the power play. And just last thing, this is I don't know how you look at this matchup with Washington, but it feels very rivalry-ish to me. Now with a second playoff, matchup this past season, but old Southeast Division rivals, they were the choice for the outdoor game. Is this a rivalry game to you?
I mean, if there is such a thing, when you have 82 games, it's yeah. I mean, I would say, and then play again in the day and a half, right? Like it's tough to say, oh, here we go. But I agree with you. There's definitely a little more juice in this one, just based on the history and what the two teams have kind of gone through here recently.
Well, thank you. Good luck tonight. I appreciate your time, sir.
You got it, buddy. Take care.
You got it. Rob Brind'Amour here on the Adam Gold Show.